Hi there. This is a burner account, but I really need to share what I'm going through. I've been with my boyfriend for 2 whole years now, and lately, it feels like we are trapped in a never-ending cycle of the same problems. Every time I try to bring up our issues, hoping for some resolution, it feels like I'm talking to a wall. Nothing ever really changes, and it's wearing me down emotionally, so much so that I'm starting to worry that there's something more going on beneath the surface. Something deeper, something bigger than just our relationship. Maybe even something he needs help with, something that I can't fix alone. Let me tell you right from the start, he is incredible. I love him with all my heart. He's one of those rare people who makes you feel truly cherished. He's always attentive. If I'm upset, he's there immediately. If I need help, he drops everything without question. If I stare at something a little too long in a store, he just buys it, no hesitation. He does absolutely everything to make me happy, and I know that deep down, he cares with all his might. But despite all this care and affection, I've started to notice troubling patterns over the last 2 years. Patterns that frighten me. First, his forgetfulness. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. I have a pretty sharp memory, but he forgets things as if his mind just lets them slip away the moment they're spoken. He's lived in the same area for over 10 years, yet he can't navigate without GPS. We've been late to so many events because he simply gets lost. He once missed an exit and drove us to a completely different city, then blamed me for giving bad directions. That moment hit me hard. It terrified me, honestly. I've trusted him to drive my car, hoping he'd build life skills, even when I knew I could just drive. I've had to find my way home once with no GPS and a dead phone, but he got us lost driving me home, to a place he knows well. Recently, I even asked him to repeat 5-word instructions, and he struggled. Yet, he never loses his belongings because he's super cautious, but when it comes to remembering anything else, he blankly fails. Every time I ask about past events, his story changes, and he brushes it off like it's a joke or remembers only after I remind him. I even purposely gave him wrong details to check, but he didn't correct me. Then there's his total inability to plan. I've worked 3 jobs, went to school while pregnant, all while making sure to schedule time for us, to take care of him. But he can't even decide where to eat or what to do for an evening. I once sat him down, explaining carefully what a plan really means. He simply said, "I just plan as I go." No real thought, no effort. When I ask if we can set a time to meet, he says he has no idea because every day is the same: school, work, chores. His world revolves around 3 friends and a video game addiction he gave up for me, but his social skills remain weak. He's in one of the hardest majors, but messes up spelling and pronunciation. When we go to events, I feel embarrassed by his awkward stance and dim speech. I've been promoted faster than him, despite less experience, while he does barely the minimum and demands more pay, dismissing my achievements as just being social. What hurts me the most is his judgment. I've talked about serious issues like racism. I'm brown, I've faced it. But he says racism doesn't affect black and brown people today. When I bring real data to explain, he calls me too emotional and says I blindly follow others, while his knowledge comes from short YouTube clips. He won't introduce me to his colleagues, saying they're political, and I'm too sensitive. Yet I've met all his friends multiple times. His responses feel shallow and dismissive, leaving me unheard. And the chronic lateness, it's maddening. He doesn't drive, so I pick him up, but I'm always waiting. 10 minutes, sometimes more. He's late for work, school, any event. Sometimes he says, "I'll tell you when I'm free," and I wait for hours, even 7 hours once, only to hear from him very late at night. When I'm frustrated, he says, "I didn't force you to wait." I had to use ChatGPT to explain why that's hurtful. Now he claims it's his boundary for me not to use AI to communicate, but doesn't listen when I talk. I set plans with time warnings, but he's always late, moves slowly, and his "almost ready" means hours away. Adjusting to his pace has drained me. I'm at my wit's end. I don't want to lose him. There might be something deeper going on, something he needs support for. I love him, but I feel disrespected, exhausted, like I'm shouting into a void that hears but doesn't understand. I want to approach this with compassion, to help, but I'm lost on how. Is it fair to want more? How do I keep loving someone who makes me feel so drained?